Guys, deluded, you know, my fellow Arsenal fans, those of you who don't support Arsenal but still watch my stuff, shout out to you lot. It's a gases, Lacazette. I mean, where do I start on this? I mean, I've spoken about it enough times not to go over the same things over and over again. Those of you who don't know, I know there's hardly any of you that can't know, he's probably about to sign for us. The Leon, whatever he is at Leon, wherever he is, the chairman or owner, wherever he is, basically said so, basically announced it. We know, every media source has been covering it. We know we've chased this guy for the last 3 or 4 years, last 18 months in particular, in which he's really developed as a player. The rumours have it it's going to be a transfer record for us. I mean, we haven't splashed money. I think it's just a bit over than Ozil's at 43 point something. Potentially rise to 50 plus depending on add-ons and performances and all of that. Yeah, Arsenal are playing coy on that, and so are Lyon, to be honest. They're both saying completely different things in regards to the add-ons. But let's talk about Lacazette. I don't want to talk about the same things. Let's talk more about his characteristics and things like that and what we're going to get into. Before that, though, this guy has been around for a while. I keep saying this, but it's not like he's anyone new. Like I said, he's 26, 27, going into his peak years. Good thing we've got him tied down to a 5-year deal, allegedly. I'm going to have him for his peak years. But yeah, I remember when he was a winger. I think Claude Puel gave him his debut. One real thing I rated about him, I remember being at the Emirates Cup and I heard someone say next to me, he actually played at the Emirates Cup 2010, straight after winning the Under-19s Championship. I thought he was always in the squad, but I didn't actually know until I was there that he actually turned up 15 minutes or so, or a couple minutes before the warm-up and got it starting. That was 24 hours after he won the Under-19s Championship. If that's not commitment levels, and that's someone that's not an absolute professional, I don't know what it is, and I have to praise him for that. Now, our critics, and we all have a lot of them, I've even said myself, I'm 90% sold on him, there's still 10% there. Critics that are a bit harsher would have said they wanted players with a bit more pedigree, a bit more names. I know we're not going to get them, but for the purpose, so you know what I'm talking about, the Bang Liangs, the Lewandowskis, etc., things of that nature. Like I said, he's been around for time, his Cameroon days and things like that, and I'm sure people would have preferred a whole host of options, but I never like to see, I'm pretty sure the majority of the Arsenal fans, after being linked with Mbappe and things like that, Lacazette to a degree is underwhelming, but you'd be happy with the guy. I never like to see doubters and things like that, and this guy will come with plenty of doubters. People are going to want him to hit the ground running. Of course I want him to hit the ground running, but we need to give this man time. We can't draw too many conclusions if he hits the ground running and he scores how many goals, and we can't discredit him if he goes on a dry patch. He's going to have immense pressure on himself if you consider that the World Cup's next year. He said he wants to get into the World Cup squad. He's obviously come here for big money. We know we've needed that certain sort of striker. And he's made a whole circus of his transfer business. I mean, at one point it didn't look like he was going to sign for us. He was actually going to sign for Atletico and wait for 6 months to play or whatever. So yeah, I'm sure people will have things to say on that regard. But the guy has a lot of good things about him. I mean, since 2012-13, I think only the likes of Zlatan, Messi, and them sort of players have outscored him more. He scored all different sorts of finishes. I've seen him score with his left, with his right, with his head. I've seen a great goal against Montpellier, a poacher against Monaco and PSG. He scored a great goal against Dijon. I hope I said their name correctly. Metz, Cannes. He scored a lot of goals. You will remember that the Metz one, left foot top bins. Roma top bins, I believe. The last 18 months he's really come on, and especially in regards to the last 18 months, I'd say he looks like he shares the added responsibility of scoring goals and things like that. Like we've said, he's went and got what, 20 goals the last 3 years, 20 plus the last 3 years. He's doing his thing, but alarmingly, a lot of them goals, I think only 2 have come from outside the area. So we've got to look on that on 2 bases. On one, that's what you want from a striker. That shows someone that's confident in and around the box. Like I said, he scored all different types of finishes. That shows someone that knows where the goal is. But that also shows someone, on the other hand, that needs a lot, that doesn't really create things as a result of individual brilliance, which is what I kind of wanted, similar to Alexis to a degree. It doesn't create that, and he very much relies on the service of others. And typically, you like to think, no, excluding last year because we were atrocious. But with our fluidity and the way we play, and Mesut Ozil will enjoy the runs in behind, and you'd like to think he'll get goals. For me, the first year, of course, I'd love him to get 20 plus, but it's his first season. If he can give me 16, and I say that lightly, if he can give me 16, I've got nothing but praise for him. Let him adapt. Like I said, the target is there. He's 27, 3 years ahead of himself. I mean, 4 years peak awaiting him peak right now, if you get what I'm saying. 2017-18 is going to be a significant one for him. He said he wants to prove to Deschamps that he can get into the France side and things of that nature. In regards to the playing style, he loves to run in behind, which is what I like. He's a strong dribbler. He's got an eye for a pass. His creativity aspect is very underrated. He shoots from distance, but like I said, he's only scored 2 from outside the area, so he can improve on that front. Yeah, I really like the guy. He scored with his left foot. I've seen him put top bins with his left foot. I've seen him put top bins with his right foot. I've seen him score some poaching finishes. Seen him score some headers and poaching headers. They're not the most glorious of headers, but it's someone that knows how to be in the right place at the right time and to just get something on it, which you've seen many a times at Arsenal. Clear-cut chances. Someone just needs to get something on it, and it hasn't happened, and it just hasn't happened for us. One thing I've noticed by just doing simple reviews and looking at his how his type of goals he's scored, he does love a bottom corner finish. And he does love the top corner. So that shows someone that's really precise with his finishing and things of that nature. But guys, you can be confident with this guy, man. I mean, for the last 3 years, he scored 20 plus. I think he scored 30 something this year, 37 this year. He's got a number of assists. So yeah, we can be proud to have someone like this. And it's not enough. It's not enough. Granted, I do believe we need a bit more. There's still a case for a right winger, and I'm not letting that die down. There's a case for a centre mid, depending on Wilshere. And there's two. Well, I've been saying there's 2 different cases for 2 separate types of centre mids. So yeah, guys, Deluded Goon, I'm signing out. It's a step in the right direction, and it's a very good signing to please the fans and things of that nature. Just give the guy some time, and let's see what he can do, and see if we can have a season to remember in 2017-18. I say that lightly. Arsenal have a way of letting you down and pushing you beyond your breaking point. But guys, Deluded Gooner, like I said, 43 million transfer record, 20 goals plus in the last 3 years. He's created I think he's the only player to score 20 plus and create over 30 chances or something like that for a number of years. Only Messi betters him in that department. So of course it's French league, but he comes with a lot of pedigree, and if you're Arsenal, we could have actually done a lot worse than this, and it shows a bit of intent and ambition, and it shows that they're taking the fans' frustration seriously. But guys, I'm waffling. Deluded Goon, I'm signing out. Just thought I'd get more in depth with Lacazette in regards to what we're actually going to get with him. So yeah, guys, I'm signing out. Comment, subscribe. I know you lot are gassed too. It's a gassers. Signing out, guys. Comment, subscribe. Thank you.